Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today we will start the economics of week 2 for class C2. The resource material is same as you are using the book of Brian Titley and Dan Menon. You can also use the reference book of Susan Grant. Today's topic's objective is by the end of lesson, students will be able to explain the market structure of monopoly. Students will be able to explain the features of monopoly, and in the last, students will also be able to differentiate between perfect competition and monopoly. First of all, we will review the last week topic. It was about the market structure, the characteristic of market that influence the behavior of buyers and sellers, and the market outcomes they achieve in terms of product, quantity, quality, and price. Market can compete through price and non-price competition. Different type of market structures are perfect competition, competitive market, oligopoly, and monopoly. Perfect competition means the situation prevailing in a market in which buyers and sellers are so numerous and well informed that all elements of monopoly are absent and the market price of a commodity is beyond the control of individual buyers and sellers. Features of perfect competitions are large number of buyers and sellers, all have perfect knowledge, identical and homogeneous products, firms are price takers, and no barriers to enter and exit. Now we will start today's topic, which is monopoly. A monopoly exists when a specific person or enterprise is the only supplier of a particular commodity. A market structure characterized by a single seller selling a unique product in the market. In a monopoly market, the seller faces no competition as he is the sole seller of goods with no close substitute. The absence of competition in a pure monopoly market structure can be a major problem for consumers and an economy. This is because a pure monopoly can use its market power to restrict output and therefore the market supply in order to increase the market price so that it is able to earn excessive or abnormal profits. There are some features of monopoly which are only one firm supplies the market. The firm is price maker. New firms will be prevented from entering the market. The firm will be able to earn abnormal profits. Now come towards some disadvantages of monopoly. The first one is less consumer choice, which means consumers have very less or no choice because there is no competitor in the market for that product. The second point is lower output and higher prices. In monopoly, there is only one seller, so he did not produce excess goods and charge high prices because he know that customer is bound to pay any price for their product. The third point is lower product quality, which means seller produces goods with low quality to reduce the cost and maximize the profit margin. The last disadvantage can be X inefficiency because a pure monopoly has no competitors and is able to earn abnormal profits. It may make less effort than a competitive firm to ensure that its resources are used in the most efficient way. This means monopoly may manage inefficiently and its production cost may become higher. This is called X inefficiency, or we can also say it organizational slack. How monopolies may restrict competition. Barriers are obstacles that prevent or make it difficult for new firms to introduce their products into existing markets through two main types. These are natural barriers and artificial barriers. Now, first of all, we will discuss about the natural barriers. The first point is economies of scale. If a single firm is able to produce the entire market supply of a product at a lower average cost than a number of smaller competing firms together, then it has a natural monopoly. The second point is capital size. The supply of a product may involve the input of such a vast amount of capital equipment which is difficult for smaller firms. The third point is historical reasons. A business may have a monopoly because it was the first to enter the market for a product. For example, Lloyd's of London dominates the world shipping insurance market. So they have the history, so that's why they have the monopoly. The last point is legal considerations. The development of new production methods and products can be expensive but can be encouraged by the granting innovative producers to product to protect them from other firms copying their ideas. In this way, a government can create a legal monopoly with the sole right to supply. The second type of barriers can be artificial barriers, in which the first point is destruction or predatory pricing, which means it occurs when large firms cuts its prices even if it means losing money in the short run in order to force new and smaller competing firms out of business. Once the new competitor has been removed, the dominant firm can raise its prices again. The second point is restricting supplies to rival firms. New firms will only be able to enter a market if they can obtain supplies of a material. Existing firms in the same market with a dominant share can threaten them to take their custom away from their suppliers if they supply their products to any new firms. Suppliers are likely to agree to this if they rely on the dominant firms for the majority of their sales. The third point is exclusive dealing. This occurs when a monopoly prevents retailers from stocking the products of competing firms. That is, they are forced by contract to purchase and sell only the products supplied by the monopoly. This method of restricting competition is particularly effective if the products supplied by the dominant firm are popular with consumers and generate significant sales and profits for the wholesalers and retailers who sell them. The last artificial barrier can be tying or bundling. Tying or bundling arrangements are similar to exclusive deals. A tying arrangement involves a firm agreeing to sell one product to a customer but only on the condition that the customer also purchases one or more different products from the same firm even if the customer does not want other products. So these are the artificial barriers. Now there can be a question that are all monopolies bad? It would be wrong to think every pure or near pure monopoly will try to restrict competition and exploit consumers to earn excessive profits. Some monopolies, because of their size and ability to earn high profits, can benefit consumers. Now, at the end, we will sum up the today's topic. A monopoly exists when a specific person or enterprise is the only supplier of a particular commodity. The disadvantages of monopoly are less consumer choice, lower output and higher prices, lower product quality, and X inefficiency. Monopolies may restrict competition through natural barriers and artificial barriers. And in the last, there was a question: are all monopolies bad? No. All monopolies are not bad because they can offer less price to consumers due to economies of scale. Now, dear students, you need to solve two questions. The first question is define monopoly. What are its disadvantages? And the second question is how monopolies can restrict other firms to enter in the market. You can take the help from the book if you have any confusion. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.